Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey, and today I'm bringing you guys a reading all about what is your life going to be like a year from now. And specifically, we're going to be looking at your career, your finances, and your love life. So, as usual, if you're only interested in one or two or whatever, you can skip around and just watch like the career portion or just the love portion if that's what you're most interested in. But today I have three different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the dendritic agate, pile 2 with the crazy lace agate, and pile 3 with the labradorite. So go ahead and pause, figure out which reading you feel most drawn to. I'll leave timestamps down in the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1. If you chose the dendritic agate, I think that's how you say it, then this is going to be the reading for you. I want to start by apologizing for the lighting setup. Usually I film with natural light, but it's gloomy today and it's a little bit later in the day, so hopefully that doesn't bother you. But the way that we're going to be doing this is we're looking in order at your career, then your finances, and then finally love life. Just letting you know in case you want to skip around and just listen to one part or the other, I will be going in that order. So, starting off with your career, you have Surrender and the Ace of Cups reversed. Now, in a way, I feel like this isn't going to be what you want to hear, but it's a part of a plan that you made for yourself. I feel like there is something that you really want to work towards, something that you really want to accomplish and make happen, like a passion project, a certain type of career you're very passionate about. But at this current point in time, I feel like you don't quite have the finances that you need. And therefore, when I see Surrender and the Ace of Cups reversed, it's like you're a little unhappy, but you're having to resort to a more traditional career or maybe something that you did in your past so that you can build up those finances and then be able to work towards the thing that you're passionate about. Now, I kind of am going to tie into your finances here a bit by saying, because I want you to know, you are going to get to that passionate thing that you love. So, for example, maybe for some of you, it's like you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to start your own business, but you don't have the finances to open up the shop. You don't have the finances to get all the inventory that you would need and to hire the people that you would need to hire. So then, begrudgingly you decide, okay, I'm just going to finish off school, I'm going to get my degree, I'm going to work at this 9 to 5 for a while, and I'm going to save up money so I can be able to do that. I feel like a year from now, you are going to be in the beginning stages of transitioning from this 9 to 5 into your passion project. But I think along this next year, you're gonna have to surrender a bit and be like, okay, I acknowledge I'm not able to start this passion project right away. I'm gonna lay down the plans right now, figure out what I can be doing right now to make money so that I can get to this dream. And I do want to reassure you, I do see very clearly that in this next year, you are reaching that dream. So if you have been afraid that like it's gonna take forever, I don't want to be doing this thing that I'm doing right now, I want to be able to do this passion project, I don't think it's going to take a very long time, but I think it is a smart plan that you decide to go with, where you do decide to stick to the 9 to 5, or like I said, maybe it's something that you did in the past, like maybe you worked retail, maybe you worked an office job or whatever, and it's not what you love, but you're like, okay, I'm just going to stick with this for a while, build up those finances so that I can pursue what I really want to pursue. Which, I'm all for. I think that is a really great plan. Obviously, I wish that everybody could just jump headfirst into what they're passionate about, but, in this world, we have to be logical, we have to take care of our needs, we gotta have a roof over our head, and that takes money, so it's not a bad thing to have something to fall back on, and it's not a bad thing to just do something you're not passionate about for a while, if it does mean that eventually you can pursue what you want to do, and I think that you are going to get to that. Maybe it isn't even like a specific career that you're passionate about, maybe it's traveling. Maybe you've always wanted to travel and go on a trip across the world. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be starting the planning phases of actually getting into doing whatever it is that you want to do a year from now. So now, starting onto your finances, we have ideation clarified by the Four of Swords reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed. And when I see the ideation card, this is what makes me think like you've built up enough money that now you can start to idealize or daydream about what you're gonna do with it. So a year from now, your finances have been built up, you have security, you have like maybe you've been setting aside savings, not just for a rainy day, but for whatever it is that this passion career or this passion project that you want to pursue. And now you're in the ideation phase where you're like, now I've got this money, let's start to put this into action. Let's see, how can I get this thing done that I really want to get done? And with the Eight of Wands reversed, I think it's a great sign that you're not going to have a bunch of different things you have to worry about, because that's something that an abundance of money takes care of. You know, it takes care of certain stresses that would have been on your plate otherwise. So whereas in the past, maybe you would have been worrying about like, oh, I can't purchase this, I need to be able to pay for rent. You're not going to be worrying about that a year from now. You're going to be like, it's not like you're throwing away money, but it's like, I got it. I don't need to worry about it because I have that stable foundation underneath me, which again is a really great thing to work towards. Like, don't get down on yourself if you're upset about having to resort to a 9-to-5 or going to do something that you're not happy with, because it is taking care of you in a way. You know, even though it's not a part of what makes your soul happy, or, you know, even though it's not what you want to be doing, it is building up this necessary foundation to propel you forward, and it's what's allowing you to be able to daydream about the future. And with the Four of Swords reversed, I feel like a year from now, you're going to be hitting that turning point where you transition out of that 9-to-5, like I say, into this thing that you're passionate about, and you're able to do that because you have that stable foundation of finances built up, and you don't need to worry about all the stresses that come with not having that money, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it's only going to be a year from now that you start seeing some changes, that you start seeing that foundation be built, and you feel a lot more confident going towards what you want to go towards. Now, finally, with your love life, we have peace clarified by the Ace of Swords reversed. Now, this is a very good thing because obviously this is a general reading, it's going to be different for all of you, but the main thing that you're going to be feeling is just peace and contentment. So for some of you, if you're in a relationship right now, if you're still in a relationship a year from now, you're at peace with it. You're very happy. You and your partner are probably very content with each other, very in harmony with each other. For those of you that like maybe you just dealt with a breakup, the peace you could be feeling is like you're at peace with it. You know, you're no longer thinking back on it or worrying. You're so content with your own life at the moment that you don't necessarily feel a strong need for a partner to complete you. But if you have a partner or if you don't, no matter what, you're going to be feeling at peace with it. So when it comes to your love life, I don't see a lot of stresses there. So whatever it is that makes you feel at peace, whether it's in a relationship or out of a relationship, you're going to be feeling very good about your love life. I don't see exact news about like a partner incoming. So if you're single, I can't honestly say if you're going to be with someone or not. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be with someone. What I just see is there's not a strong yearning or a strong depression if you're single. Like, you're just very at peace with whatever way that your love life is a year from now. And with the Ace of Swords reversed, I see even further, like, you just don't have a very strong drive, because I think you're going to be so fulfilled in every other aspect of your life. You don't feel that strong drive, like, I need somebody, I need a partner, I need to go have somebody be attracted to me. It's more like it's a cherry on top, like, it's nice, but you're already so fulfilled in every aspect of your life. You're very at peace with whatever way that your love life is going. So I hope that makes sense. But that is everything that I have for you. I know that it was short and sweet, but I honestly think your life a year from now, it's going pretty good. I think that you're very personally fulfilled. You're looking forward towards the future. Your finances are stable. You might not be doing the career that you want yet, but by doing that thing that you're not very passionate about, you're paving the way so that your future self can. And I think that you are going to reach that thing that you do want to do. So, Pile 1, thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best wherever you are. Bye-bye. Alright, Pile 2. If you chose the Crazy Lace Agate, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now, before we get into this, I can already tell it's not going to be an easy reading. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There is a bright side to it, but I do want to forewarn you because, if you're not in the right headspace, maybe you're a little stressed out, I don't want to add to that plate. So come into this with an open mind, and also remember that this is a general reading, and if it doesn't resonate, you don't have to claim it. I am going to be 100% upfront and honest with this reading, as always, but just putting that warning out there in case you don't want to be bummed out. It's not like everything is like falling apart, it's just it might not be what you want to hear. That being said, the order that we're going to do this in is career, then finances, then your love life, so you can feel free to skip around if you only want to hear one or the other, but I'm going to be going in that order. So starting off with career, a year from now, you have disruption clarified by the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now, this is the first thing that I wanted to warn you about, that you might not want to hear this right now. Whatever job that you're in right now, there's going to be some sort of disruption. This might look like you decide to quit of your own volition, or you could be fired. You could be let go, maybe because of layoffs, maybe something happens. Whatever it is that you're doing career-wise right now, let this be a warning, because I almost get this feeling like it might blindside you, and you might want to be more prepared in the future, that there is going to be some sort of disruption. Now, this could look very differently from the way that I say it. Maybe you get demoted, maybe there's, a pay cut of some kind because the company isn't doing well. Like I said, it looks very different for everybody. Maybe it's something like they can't afford to have you work full-time anymore, or maybe there's just not enough work to go around. And so maybe you're cut down to 1 day a week, and now you're stressing out because you're like, well, I can't just work part-time. I've got rent. I've got to take care of myself. I got to be able to eat. But that is what that disruption might look like. So, if that does happen, I hope that you at least have a little bit of forewarning from this reading to be able to look out for it. But I don't want to freak you out. This isn't going to leave you high and dry. I think money might be tight for a little while. You might be really stressed out, rightfully so, because now you have to look for a new job, and all this is very stressful. But I hope that this is at least a good forewarning for you so that you're not super blindsided by it. I do see that there will be some sort of disruption in your current career path. There's less financial stability because of this, which is why it leads me to kind of conjecture that maybe you quit, or maybe you're fired, or like I said, maybe you're cut down to part-time. But it could look differently than that. Those are just examples of what I think a possible disruption might look like for you career-wise. Now, moving on to your finances, this ties directly into career. So you're starting off basically as the Emperor reversed. You're completely starting over from square one. But with the determination card, I almost see this bright side of, yes, there was a disruption in your career, maybe you got fired, and obviously it sucks, it's very stressful, it's not something that you want to go through, but whatever you're starting over into, whatever this next career path is, this new job, I want you to hear that this disruption happened not only for a reason, but for a good reason. It's setting you on a better path, and it might not seem like it at first, and it might be hard to welcome it, but I do encourage you to welcome it with open arms, because this new career path that you're going to be moving into is going to be so much better for you, not just financially, but emotionally. I think you're going to be a lot more fulfilled. And with the determination card, you're actually excited to work. You're excited to work your way up the metaphorical ladder. And I feel like you didn't have that at this old job. This old job might have felt very stagnant, might have felt like it's not something you want to do for the rest of your life. And in a way, whether you're conscious of it or not, your soul was kind of praying for, I want something better. And this disruption and this new career path is that better thing that you've been praying for, whether you realize you're praying for it or not. This is the universe's way of giving it to you. It is a part of your highest good. And I need you to hear that, because this is a very stressful time that you're going to go through. And you need to be able to look at the bright side of it and not just fall into a pit of stress and upsetness. When things like this happen, when these major disruptions happen, ask yourself, how is this happening for my highest good? And I think you're going to realize when this new career opportunity is presented to you, you're going to be so much more excited about it. Yes, with the Emperor reversed, you're starting from square one. Maybe you took a pay cut because, you are the new fish in the pond. Maybe you're an intern, you're starting off at square one, so you don't have a lot of power yet. But with determination, like with how brightly yellow this card is, it's like you just have this excitement, this lust for life again that this career provides that makes you want to advance. It makes you want to work up the ranks. It makes you want to work hard. I think you're going to be very, very fulfilled career-wise. You're going to be very happy at whatever this new job is. And it's just going to be invigorating. You're going to love doing it. I feel like for a lot of jobs, there's only the extrinsic value of like the money. The money is the reward. It's the extrinsic value, the extrinsic reward. This job is not just going to have the money, but it's also going to have the intrinsic reward, the value you get just from doing it, the enjoyment that you get just from doing it. I think it's almost the energy of like working with a team and just feeling really valued, feeling like your work actually has meaning, feeling like you actually have purpose. Instead of just sitting in a cubicle like typing away all day, you're going to be doing something that you feel like it actually matters, like you're making a difference, or at the very least it's something that you really, really enjoy. Now, regarding finances, you are taking a pay cut. I do see that. You're not going to have as much money as you'd like, but there is a way to work up towards more. And on top of that, you're really going to be enjoying what you're doing, and you're going to be very much looking towards the future of like, okay, how can I grow in this new position, in this new career that I'm in? So that is everything that I have for career and finances. I could keep going on, but I feel like it doesn't need a lot of explanation. I see your career, the current path it's on, there's a disruption of some kind. You're going to be starting off at a new job, new career path. You will be taking a pay cut, so you might not have a ton of finances a year from now, but I don't see that you're like really struggling. I don't see that like your head is underwater. I just see like maybe you need to cut back on spending, maybe you can't go out as much, but it's taking a turn for the better. You are going to be doing something you enjoy a lot more. So now finally moving on to love life. This is another thing that I feel like in the beginning I said you might not want to hear. If you're in a relationship right now, there is the sadness card. So you could be going through a breakup. Obviously, this is just conjecture. This is just assumption based on the cards. It could be something like maybe you're taking a break. Maybe there's a fight of some kind. It doesn't necessarily need to be a permanent breakup. I do see, though, from the cards, obviously the word sadness, and the Ace of Swords reversed usually has to do with a lack of movement, lack of action, a termination. So I don't want to scare you. If you're in a very committed relationship, this part might not pertain to you. It could, and of course this is just assumption. Don't take this as literal, like it's gonna happen. But another thing it could be is if you're in a romantic relationship right now, maybe your partner has a family member that passes away, and that's why there's this sadness. Maybe they need to take a break, move back home, or maybe there's long distance for some reason or another. It just seems like there is going to be a sadness and a stagnancy, a break of some kind in your romantic life a year from now. Now, for those of you that are single, this could just be in the future a sadness that you're still single. I hate to laugh, but it's just like a little bit of upsetness that there's not a lot going on. But I feel like in the rest of your life, like things are going well. But I think if you're really yearning for a relationship, it's not looking very positive. But I will say, we still have free will. We're not completely tied to fate and destiny and whatnot. So if you want to make something happen, you can make it happen. You have the ability to change your destiny. It just has to be, all about mindset or whatever, You know what I'm saying. But that is the part that I was saying you might not be happy to hear. And of course, I don't want to scare you. If you're in a very healthy, committed relationship, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going through a breakup. It could be, like I said, and this is a very sad thing, but maybe something happens to your partner's family and they have to move away. It just seems like sadness, distance, or lack of a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily spell the end if you're worried about that. So just wanted to clarify that. But pile 2, that is everything that I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope it didn't scare you too much, and I really hope that you look forward to the future, because I do see a lot of good in your future, especially when it comes to personal fulfillment, your inner purpose, or at least like career. Things are really looking up for you, a year from now. And this disruption, it might seem like very scary, but it's all a part of leading you to something better. It's something that needs to happen in order for you to have a better, more fulfilling career. So I need you to hear, it's not the complete end. Don't be super stressed. If anything, maybe just start having a backup plan so that you're not completely blindsided if something does happen like layoffs. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but just keep a lookout. It doesn't hurt to just be more aware and, be prepared. So, thank you so much for watching Pile 2. Bye-bye. Alright, Pile 3, last but certainly not least. If you chose the Labradorite, then this is going to be the reading for you. Now, I want to start off by saying that your reading has the energy of, like, the main audience is someone older, someone married, possibly someone near retirement age, or somebody who's very set in their career. You don't necessarily need to be this demographic. You could be younger, you could be in school, you could be unmarried, but this is the kind of lens that I'm looking through because I feel like it best applies to that kind of person. But apply it to your own circumstances, apply it to your own life. I try to make it as general as possible, but everything kind of flows in a way that it seems like you would be kind of part of that older demographic, not really at the beginning stages of your career, but more looking towards the future. And also with the love life, it kind of looks like maybe you're set in a long-term relationship. But like I said before, it can apply to you even if you don't fit into that demographic. Just, bend the words so that they do fit for you. So, Pile 3. The way that we're going to be doing this is we're looking at your career, then your finances, and then your love life. So feel free to skip around if you only want to watch one or the other, but that will be the order that I go in. So, starting off with career. The reason that I said you might be around retirement age is because I feel like you've had a break for a while in career. Like maybe you don't know what the next steps are for you. Maybe you're not quite sure what you want to do. You have all this free time and you're just feeling a little stagnant and you're like, I don't know where to go from here. I think a year from now, you are going to have like this illumination moment, like the card says, where suddenly you wake up from that, you start kicking things into motion because you've had this idea come to you. So an example that I'll give, and this doesn't necessarily need to fit you, but for instance, my mom, right? She's almost near retirement age. She's looking for what she wants to do after retirement. She's trying to come up with ideas of like projects and things that she'd like to do. And something that she landed on is she wants to have her own business. Maybe it's like a little bookstore or a cafe or something that she can like sell little things at. That could be the kind of area that you're in right now. Like maybe you're not quite sure where you want your career to go next. Maybe you are in retirement right now. You have a lot of free time and you're wondering, what is that next project going to be for me? What is going to be that next thing that really fulfills me, gives me purpose, something that I can work towards? You are going to have that light bulb moment. You are going to have this illumination moment where you find out what it is. I feel like right now you're a little bit lost. You don't quite know what your passion is or what you want to work towards next. Another thing I'll bring up is like life purpose. When it comes to life purpose, our life purpose is always changing, We don't have one set life purpose like they do in like books and movies. When you're younger, your purpose is to be a kid. It's to learn and explore. When you're a teenager, it's to find yourself. When you're an adult, your purpose is to raise your kids or have your career. But for example, once you're done, your kids have left the nest, they've grown up, they've gotten their own jobs and all that. Once your career is over and you've retired, now you're set into this open unknown. You don't know what your next purpose is, and you're trying to figure it out. So you're left in this kind of state of limbo where you're like, I don't know where to go from here. My life has hit this sudden change and I'm feeling a little lost, a little lacking purpose, lacking direction. I feel like you're in that kind of in-between state right now. You don't quite know what the next steps are, but in this next year, you're going to figure out what it is and you're going to start working towards it. Now, I can't tell you exactly what it is because it's a general reading and I don't have enough cards here to be that specific. I will say, though, that you are going to figure it out. You're not meant to figure it out from this reading, but along this next year, you're gonna figure it out. Maybe it's in conversation, maybe it's something you see on TV and you're like, "Ah, I want to do that." Or maybe it's a career opportunity somebody presents to you and it's like, hey, I need a business partner to like go in halfway with me on this thing. That is how it will probably come to you. So that is what I have for career. Now, moving on to your finances, another thing that made me think that you're older, maybe like more set into career or in life in general, is because there's not a lot of financial stress. I feel like, for instance, like if you're married, you have your finances going, you both have your own jobs. I mean, with the Strength card and the Four of Wands, it does seem like you are in a committed relationship. You both have savings built up. I don't think that finances are something that you are very worried about. When it comes to career, it's more about what you want to fulfill you, what you actually want to enjoy doing. As far as finances go, it seems like your finances are going pretty great. You don't come off as a struggling college student, is what I mean to say, and a lot of my readings do tend to go towards younger audiences, which is why I think that you might be older, maybe at more of a height of a career where you are making a steady income. Maybe you've got a lot of savings saved up. With the Strength card, it just really seems like you're not worrying about finances. You're doing really well for yourself. It's probably not even something that you think of very often because you're very used to being like this at this point. And with the Four of Wands, this card is almost called the marriage card because you can see these two people together celebrating. You and your partner, if you have a partner, I feel like you are very financially strong together. I mean, it's a double income household, So that is the kind of energy that I see for your finances, doing really well, you've got a lot of savings, and you and your partner are just very content. Now, finally, when it comes to love life, I know I've been saying a lot like partner and marriage, like assuming that you're married. You don't need to be, and for this next part, it could go either way. You could be single or you could be in a relationship. But what I see here with Flo and the Three of Wands is if you're in a relationship, things are going great. You guys are very much in harmony together. You're in a flow. Things are doing really well. And with the Three of Wands, you're both looking towards this bright future together. You're enjoying going through the future. You're planning lots of things. Like maybe you and your partner are talking about like traveling or talking about the future. There's just this harmony and this flow that's not super stressed out or, needing a ton of work. It's like things just work. It's just life the way that life is meant to be. Now, for those of you that are single, I feel like this could be saying that, you're doing really well in all the other aspects of your life. Finances aren't even a thing that you're thinking about. You found this new purpose that you're really interested in. Maybe friends and family, things are going really well. But when it comes to love life, it's like you're just able to flow through it. Maybe you're meeting new people. Maybe you're enjoying the company of others in an adult way. And with the Three of Wands, it's a lot about looking towards the future, maybe planning. So it could be that you do meet somebody, maybe you meet a couple somebodies, and you're just enjoying their company, basically. If you're single, there's a lot of just looking towards the future, not necessarily a need to like lock things down right away. I don't think that you're necessarily going to be looking for a major commitment, just looking for, you're enjoying other people's company, and if you happen to find one that really sticks, that you really enjoy being with, it's not like a forced like, okay, and we're gonna get married a year from now. It's like, let's keep doing this. Let's keep going through life together. Let's hang out. Let's have fun. That is the kind of energy that I see for you when it comes to love life. There's not a lot of sadness and fights and stress. Whether you're single or you're in a relationship, it seems like things are going great for it. It seems like there's a lot of flow, a lot of looking towards the future positively. So yeah, that's everything that I see for you in this reading. I hope that it all made sense. It all seems very positive. I think that you're going in a great direction in life. It seems like there's a general air of contentment, fulfillment, and just looking for more ways to fulfill yourself, which is great. So I really hope that you have a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.